This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be typing Marvin Gaye using Linda Barrens Interaction styles and temperament combined with cognitive functions. We will go check and see what personality database, the morons, the monkeys, the freebase, crack cocaine, heroin users have him as, and then we will type him ourselves and see what his actual personality type is. And comment below what you think Marvin Gaye's actual personality type is. If you follow Marvin Gaye, if you know who he is. And maybe you can suggest a celebrity you won't type. We are still doing those. We have been doing other projects, like doing things like compatibility. Me and Christian doing rants. We're going to be getting into like the Enneagram breakdowns, but those are going to be pretty extensive and long. So we're working on that. And guys, we do have the cognitive function playlist. Just go to that. I think it is by far the best cognitive function breakdown on the internet, point blank period. And if you want to find out the metrics to be able to find people's personality type, is click on the playlist how to find anyone's personality type, and we break down the metrics one by one or as a pair, and with examples and everything, so you can feel comfortable typing people just like me. And I'll be dropping a link to that, those in the comments. So let's get into it. Let's go see what the freebase crack cocaine whores got. They got Marvin Gaye as an ENFJ. Okay, so let's go to the chart here. ENFJs, that's Jerry's personality type. So they're direct, they're affiliative, they're outcome, they're abstract, they're SENI, TIFE, interest based, okay, and initiating. So if he meets those metrics, we'll call him an ENFJ. If he doesn't, we'll figure out his actual personality type. And let's go. And guys, we're still doing the free typing sessions by us. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, join our Facebook group or Discord, and message our moderator Cody, and he will get back to you with our availability. I do believe that we are the best online when it comes to finding your personality type. I don't care what anyone says. You can put us against anyone. We have a playlist of over 100 people we've typed. Who's done that? I don't know anyone who's done that, okay? But we have a playlist of over 100 where you can view and you can see how we run our system here. And we got some of the greatest reviews, man. Even the people that disagree with me end up agreeing with me later. It's quite funny. But these are the metrics here. Once we get 5 of them, we'll start knocking them off. So let's go, Marvin Gaye. Let's go.
One for you and one for him.
I was pretty large when I came back, actually. So, in order to perform and to be energetic, you sort of got to get the weight off. Yeah. Well, I've been at it a few years, so.
Do you want me to pour you?
No. I'll pour this. It's very nice.
You want some sugar or?
So the way his voice is coming off very soft. I would say that's usually informative control, but we're gonna keep looking here.
That kind, yes, yes,
this
of course.
kind, or the make-believe kind, the kind that will have our left arms drop off when we.
She missed that, didn't you?
We got it all.
Not really.
I got it. Listen, I'm a little slow today. I'm gonna bear with me. I'm gonna be one of those. Oh yeah. My husband said
you
that. You
must work very hard, Pat.
Well, we have weird hours.
Yeah.
My husband told me what he said was a wasp joke. Alex, see if you get this.
And I will say one thing. I think that voice typing is the most powerful thing. Like if you hear somebody who sounds exactly like somebody else, generally speaking, I think probably 85% chance that they're the same type. And his voice was sounding like Michael Jackson's.
Joe said this is a wasp joke. Oh,
See, I get it.
She got it.
Half wasp.
I didn't get it. You see, that's why you got it. That's right. Half and half. She got half the joke. How you fix,
we were having fish today, and the guy who cooked the fish, today, he took me over to meet the bartender, at the restaurant. So he says, he busted the bartender. He says, this is Marvin Gaye. He said, yeah, he said, oh, it's nice to meet you. So the cook who I did an autograph for told me, he said, you know what this guy said, he didn't know, he said, because all you guys look alike. So they all look alike. So he said, no, we're all just a little happy family. You know? I said, I can understand that. It's funny.
That's wonderful. We are ready.
Okay, we are.
Yeah. Good.
I never thought that was Orientals. No. It's be us too, huh?
Yeah.
I love it.
Sexual healing.
I'll slide under the table here.
At the very mention of the song. He's at
the very top of the show, yes.
Sexual healing, a huge, giant, enormous hit. Are you surprised? Are you surprised that that one is the...
I am very surprised. Are we on the air now? Mm-hmm. Gotta cut that sort of thing out.
Yeah, I'll start again. Yeah, I'll take it again.
No, it's all right. I'm very surprised, and sort of not surprised. I'm a person, Pat, who is rather strong-willed. I guess I'm strong-willed.
I guess. You guess. Sound like you're not standing on anything you say. That's usually informative language for you. When you find somebody not pretty much standing on what they say, informative. What are you doing, buddy?
I'm an artist, basically. I like to think of myself that way, and I don't like to think of being a commercialist totally.
But
of course, being one can't have hits except one is commercial, but I wouldn't like to think that's my motivation. I think my motivation is to, at this point in time, is to get media coverage and exposure, because I feel there's something much greater in my life in the future to come.
Much greater in my life for the future to come, so that's future focus. Okay, and he's got an outcome. He's got an outcome in mind. He's coming from an outcome. So that's an abstraction, and that's outcome.
But of course, being one can't have hits except one is commercial, but I would.
And that's informative. Like, if one can't have this, and then this is a lot of information. Just say it. Just say it out of your mouth, bro.
I like to think that's my motivation. I think my motivation is to, at this point in time, is to get media coverage and exposure, because I feel there's something much greater in my life in the future.
I gotta get this media exposure outcome, because I think there's something greater in my life. Outcome.
I'm a great believer in God, and although you wouldn't think that my records don't suggest that.
Talking about what you wouldn't think, that's a TEFI statement. We're saying that because TE and FI on the axis together. It's more of a TE statement, but TEFI is on the same axis.
Yes, but perhaps I'm going around the barn a different way to get to a place, but actually all that my records suggest and all of the publicity I get about sexuality and my sensuality and my records and all that kind of stuff is true to an extent, but not totally Marvin Gaye, I wouldn't think.
are people fixated on that part of it, the sexuality part, and not really listening to the music and what you're trying to do?
Wait, I can't have
Oh, you can't have them
No?
smoke?
Oh, that's,
because I can't.
okay.
Oh.
You can futz and play with it, but you can't.
Can't actually light it up.
Yeah, you can twirl it around though. And
Oh, no, it wouldn't do me any good, actually. That's all right.
misunderstood, perhaps.
As an artist?
And too much fixation on the literal meaning of sexual healing.
Well,
Why are people in 1983 even concerned about this?
well, I don't know. I think I've done many albums in my lifetime, and some have been good for people, some have been bad, some have given people much inspiration, and some have inspired people sexually, some have inspired people.
Some of this, some of this, some of that, some of this, some of that.
Why are people in 1983 even concerned about this?
Well, I don't know. I think I've done many albums in my lifetime, and some have been good for people, some have been bad. Some
of them good for people, some of them bad.
Have given people much inspiration, And some have inspired people sexually, some have inspired people spiritually. I'm not hypocritical, as though I said before, my albums might suggest it. I like a lot of sugar too, don't I? But the thing that's important is that, as I said before, that I reach whatever plateau I'm supposed to reach, so that my credibility is number one, and when I finally do have something to say that I feel...
Talking about credibility, TFI, and he's coming off an outcome again there.
Reach whatever plateau I'm supposed to reach, so that my credibility is...
credibility, TFI.
number one, and...
Gotta make sure that credibility is number one.
When I finally do have something to say that I feel should be beneficial for the world, and
beneficial for the world. So that's an outcome in mind, and that's interest, okay? Benefiting the world here, okay? Goddamn NF.
Feel the world is in an awful state, time.
The world's in an awful state.
And I feel in the future that...
I feel in the future, so that's abstraction again, okay?
Somebody will have to say something and have some credibility, and
someone's gonna have to say something and have some credibility.
Coin in those who are coinable. Everybody won't make it in, whoever in is. I need to go into that, and of course I need credibility to do that. And so
of course I need credibility, TEFI.
I won't have it unless I'm on top. And I sort of feel that that's why the Heavenly Father blesses me with this kind of success, and I think I've learned to take it with the kind of grain of salt that once you take it with, and not have such a big head about it, and as I used to have when I was much younger. I don't think of my success at this time as from an ego point of view. I am very proud and very happy, and I have a tremendous ego, somewhat subdued presently, but it surfaces now and then, but I try to keep it down. But I really feel that I'm a bit misunderstood as an artist.
I feel, FI. Okay, informative. So looking like this guy's INFP, because we got abstraction, outcome, informative, TFI, NESI, and interest.
Because I don't think that people understand record artists and music artists in the same light that they understand painters or dancers or other forms of art and artists.
So you could say that's a TE comparison to other things there. What are you doing there? Let's go back. TE comparison.
Presently, but it surfaces now and then, but I try to keep it down. But I really feel that I'm a bit misunderstood as an artist, because I don't think that people understand record artists and music artists in the same light that they understand painters or dancers or other...
seems to be coming for some type of envy there. I'm already in here already. I'm thinking this motherfucker's a 4.
Forms of art and artists, and I feel that there's absolutely no difference, except that my media is music, and I don't really care about a lot of things material and what people say and do and things. I'm only concerned with my art.
Is the hit record, in this case it's sexual healing?
Oh, like the money's okay.
The money's okay, but there's leverage there, and there's,
I don't really care about that either too much.
But it's a currency. It will allow you to. It's a currency on both levels, but it's a currency that gives you this credibility you're talking about. The more hits you have, the more on top you are, the more willing people are going to let you talk, say what you want.
No, it's just unfortunate that this is such a materialistic world, and in order for people to give you the kind of...
Unfortunately, this is a materialistic world. Okay. We know you're hurting, SE Trickster. We know you are. You don't want to live in this world. You're so abstract, huh?
What shall I say? Acceptance, the kind of prestige that you would like to have them talk about you, and you have to sort of engage yourself in this material warfare. And I'm going to play the game at this point in my career. That's what they want. That's what I'm going to do.
That's what they want. That's what I'm going to do. NE statement. That's what they want. Interest as well. He's going to play the game. Let's go.
The hit record brings not only money but status again, then, doesn't it?
Yes, and that's what's important to me.
He's back on top.
I don't know where that is. Never did, actually. I'm awfully afraid of getting there. This isn't... I don't know where one can go after that. It looks to me like down. So I wouldn't like to get there too soon. Soon ripe, soon rotten, my mom used to always say.
You've had a down period along the way. 1975 was not a particularly good year.
Not for wine. The wine, right? This is a good year for wine, actually. For me, what shall I say about 1975 through 1983 hasn't been very good. In fact, the last 7 years of my life haven't been exactly ecstatic for me. I haven't been ecstatic. I've been happy and somewhat, most of the time, pretty depressed. But my depression is, I think, because of my empathy for humanity and my feelings.
My feelings and my empathy for humanity. I mean, you could say that's FE, empathy, but generally speaking, he's just coming from an NF perspective, an INFP's perspective. And these people really be hurting because they really want to help people.
The world and things, and I'm awfully upset when I have to do things to achieve a certain amount of status so that I might be able to do something else so that people will listen to me. So if I have to do sex,
I am upset that I have to achieve a certain amount of status so that people will listen to me, so people will listen to my TE inferior. I gotta gain this status and whatnot, so people will listen to me because I'm not like an ESTJ or an ENTJ who says what they mean what they say, and people just listen to us. When I come into a room, people just listen to me. I don't have to, it doesn't matter where I go. People just listen to me. Generally speaking, the room general opinion is usually what mine is. But, TE inferior have a harder time, speaking up and voicing their opinion and things like that. And that's what he's talking about. He's got to get all this success to do that.
so they can listen to social topics that might be viable. I'll do sex first.
Social topics. So he wants to help the community and stuff. He's affiliative. Okay, he's affiliative. But let's go ahead and hit him for some of this stuff that we have. We do have him for, let's see here. We have him for informative, okay? So that eliminates 8 types with him being informative. And it's pretty obvious that this guy, he's also TEFI, talking about credibility, success, talking about what other people think, talking about his feelings, things like that. You could just tell that FI is very strong in this man. So with that informative TFI, that eliminates us down to TFI informative. That's going to be SFP or NFP. And this guy's future focus. He's talking about the future here, so he's abstract. Okay, so that eliminates us down to NFP. Okay, NFP for Marvin Gaye. And he's talking about the affiliative, social. He's trying to do all this stuff, get this success and things, so he can do some social change.
It gets them into the tent.
Perhaps, maybe not.
Perhaps, maybe not. Did he stand on that? No, he didn't. That's informative. Perhaps, maybe not. What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? Get out of here with that NE.
What is the most absolute... okay. What was the absolute rock bottom worst moment in the last 7 years?
Well, the absolutely worst rock bottom moment in the last 7 years when I tried to commit suicide through an overdose of cocaine.
How long ago was that?
It's not too long ago. Well, it's about 3 years ago in Hawaii. I was in an emotional state of, I've never
Emotional state.
been quite so depressed. I'm a bit of a manic depressant anyway.
Manic depression. Okay. I'm going to hit him for 4.
Most of the time I put on quite a face and an act, but I'm pretty depressed most of the time anyway. I have, as I said before, a lot of feeling inside for people and my love.
I have a lot of feelings inside for people in my love. NF. It's very tough for INFPs out here, man. It's really tough, man. If you see INFPs, give them a hug. they find it very tough to live in this world a lot of times, especially with SE Trickster and things like that. They're very abstract people. I would say they're one of the most abstract types of all the types. Okay, they do not live down here on Earth. They want this idealistic world for the world. Okay, and they're not able to get it, and they see how people are hurting and see how people are doing each other, and they're not moving forward. They're not looking at the outcome for everybody, and they're taking it all in themselves. So sad to hear that.
My life, my job, what I feel I'm here for, my purpose. And I'm a little reluctant sometimes to get on with it. I'm afraid I'm much too emotional to be an artist.
I'm afraid I'm way too emotional.
It's really, to be a really good one, to be on the job all the time. I guard my heart pretty well these days, because I'm afraid if I ever fell in love again and I met the wrong woman, I don't imagine I'll live. I have a very fragile heart. Now, I put on a pretty rough exterior.
Fragile heart.
It's pretty thick. But I imagine some lady will penetrate it again one day. I hope she's the right one.
He's going in that NF soulmate.
I was depressed because I was very much in love with my wife at the time, and I couldn't bear the thought of the rejection. My ego is much too too heavy, or whatever I want to say, too big, too wild, too whatever, to accept rejection. And I was rejected, and I had to learn the lessons of rejection, and it's done a great deal to heal my ego and to make me realize that I am probably not the king of the earth as I've always felt I was.
Is that what you're...
I'm now a prince.
Is that what your mom told you when you were little, that you were
No, it's interesting.
better than the other kids?
No, she never did that. I never played with the other kids when I was a little boy. I didn't start playing with the kids until I was well in my teens. I was always a loner, which is, I guess, is why I can go.
I was always a loner, responding.
I wouldn't be alone now, rather nicely, without any too many problems.
The pain, for all of its awful moments, does it make the music better? Does it make the output better? Does it make the songs better?
Well, of course, if one wouldn't be, one could never be a fine artist if one hasn't lived and experienced most of life's negatives, I guess it's enough to say, and one would have to experience most of life positives also. You see, I guess I have gone from the depths of somewhat degradation to, I've probably risen to the heights of spirituality in some cases also. I felt nearly there spiritually sometimes, and I felt like the gates of hell were open for me at other times.
That's abstraction.
From the depths of somewhat degradation to, I've probably risen to the heights of spirituality in some cases also. I felt nearly there spiritually sometimes, and I felt like the gates of hell were open for me at other times. And I don't imagine an artist can be a good artist unless he's experienced something similar to that. Else I don't have very much to write about, do I?
Do you look upon the Motown days as the good old days?
No.
No.
I look upon the Motown days as one of the experiences in my life that I wouldn't give $1 million for. And I look upon the Motown days as unique experience and
Going into his SI, like he's saying, the way I'm a good artist because of my SI experiences.
experience that I would
Feelings I go through, suffering.
pay probably $1 million to have again. Motown was a very loving family in the early 60s. We were very close,
Very loving family, affiliative.
very lovable, very loving, which causes me to wonder about sometimes. But pardon me. It's my fish, I think, coming up.
We'll edit around it, don't worry.
And I feel that I am very happy having had the opportunity to start my career at Motown Records, and I don't think I'd have it any other way. I'm very proud of Barry Gordy Jr., who is a black man who has managed to survive in such a competitive field of music. I have great respect for him. He's a very great man, actually, and in fact, it's interesting. I've always been in a good rapport with him, not because I was in the family, but because, of course, it helped a lot. I was quite, for all my problems now, I was much worse, I guess you can imagine, when I was younger. Probably totally uncontrollable. I'm very stubborn, I'm arrogant, I'm egotistical, I'm also lovable, I'm also warm. I'm a lot of things, but it depends. I'm principled, I'm unprincipled sometimes. I am probably quite schizophrenic. I'm very difficult to live with. I don't imagine any woman could live with me for any appreciable amount of time. It's been proven all my life, and I'm afraid I'll accept that. I think that being with Motown has been an incredible experience for me, and I've loved it. I have some magnificent memories, and I wouldn't pay anything for them.
You have a nostalgic feeling about it, that like if to turn the clock back and live those years again, or have them be now?
Oh, well, no. I don't think I'd like to turn the clock back in that sense, not to come off sounding hypocritical again. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't like to start all over and do the same thing. Yes, I would like to start again with Motown, but perhaps because of the environment, if I had my way, I'd just sort of like to rewrite the script a little bit so that I could be a bit happier. But I enjoyed the environment very much.
You write the script to be a little bit happier. Okay.
It was my learning ground. You know, Stevie, the Supremes, the Temps.
Name dropping, Stevie, Supreme.
We all helped each other in the studio. It was quite.
We all help each other. Affiliative.
Fun. I learned most of my musicianship when I first came to Motown years ago, and it was great fun for me. I would have probably paid them for the opportunity. You see.
You feel that this, with sexual healing and the success you're having now, is a real comeback, and you see another part of your life beginning. A sense that a door has opened.
Well, I'm not sure because I'm not doing an awful lot about it presently. I mean, I'm not gigging.
You're not what?
I'm not working.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I don't. Not that I won't work, but I'm not working presently. If what you're asking is if I'm anxious to go out and earn the bread and start a whole new career and look upon my success at this time as a whole new start in life, yes. In a sense, it is for me. In a sense, it's a coup de grace. In a great sense, I have had a measure of revenge in certain aspects. And those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about.
But tell me, what do you mean?
Well, I wouldn't like to go into that because it's rather personal, but I'm sure those who are listening to this know exactly what I mean. And we'll leave it at that. And
very informative.
I just would like to say that I'm a survivor, I think, and I feel I'm as good as anybody, and perhaps better.
Not to be specific.
I feel like I'm as good as anybody, if not better. Okay, starting to show your special side coming out.
Revenge, but there must be a sense of, aha, I'm back on top. And I'll show you. Yes?
You know I'm honest, don't you? I think you're playing unfair because I am honest. Yes, in a sense, yes. But not totally.
I know your intentions, Annie.
There's nothing wrong with that, though. That's to have those. Those are human, normal feelings to have.
Yeah, but that's just it. I don't want to feel human and normal. I just want to be an artist. I
don't want to feel human and normal. I want to feel special, artist.
Those human normal feelings. I like the feelings I have as an artist when I'm out in the woods in the rain or sitting by myself in the sun and having God shine on me. I like that calling much better. I don't like the idea of those other little nasty nagging things that I like to get back at people because of my Aries blood and my tenacity or whatever I got. But yes, there's a certain
Aries, so he's dropping what's that horoscope shit? That's abstract. Okay, you know, like people don't realize, like, I mean, tell you, man, my best friend, you don't wanna make her get nasty. She can get real nasty, real nasty.
Sitting by myself in the sun and having God shine on me. I like that calling much better. I don't.
They hold little grudges too, little motherfuckers. Love them though. They hold grudges though.
Like the idea of those other little nasty nagging things that I like to get back at people because of my Aries blood.
Try to get back at people.
Blood.
Aries blood, horoscope.
And my tenacity or whatever I got. But yes, there's a certain satisfaction. I chuckle a lot.
I think so.
Amsterdam with the joint. I forgot I was in Amsterdam. No. So I said, you don't need to do that here.
They're going to open the restaurant at 6. Okay. Well, let's hope there are not a lot of people eating at 6 o'clock at night in Los Angeles. Let's hope they wait till.
Beautiful restaurant.
Isn't it pretty? Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Yes, sir.
This whole revenge thing is interesting because when I accepted my American Music Award from Dick Clark, I had this marvelous acceptance speech all ready to say these nice things cleverly and get back at those that I thought needed a few words of encouragement. And I don't know if you saw the show, but I paused for a few seconds and something told me, don't be ridiculous, just accept this award and say thank you and praise God and get the heck off the stage.
They're affiliative. Just do the right thing, buddy.
How about a Grammy? Like to have one?
I'd love to win a Grammy. I've sat at the Grammys so many years now hoping I'd win an award, and Lou Rawls has won them all from me. So I don't think I'm bitter about that, but the very last time he won one from me, gave me such a smile, I got chills from it. It was number 3, and I told my wife I was going to tackle him. He came down off the stage and grab it and cause a big stink at the Grammys. But she didn't think that was too wise an idea, so I didn't. But perhaps I'll win one this time. I've never won an award except for the one I won at the American Music Awards, the first award I've won in my career, and I found it most gratifying. I loved it, and if I win a Grammy, I'll be very happy, very thrilled.
You see that these awards make him feel good. That's a FI type of thing, okay? Achievements, awards, they're making him feel good. You can see that he was talking about some envy there. Of the guy who was winning, okay?
I'm nominated in 3 categories. Perhaps I'll win one.
I want to ask about discrimination on the radio. Is there discrimination on the radio? Black artists discriminated against on certain AM and some FM stations?
Well, of course, there's lots of it. Not only is there discrimination, but there is tampering with one's art, which drives me berserk. I wouldn't think that Leonardo da Vinci would put up with somebody putting a different sort of finger on the Mona Lisa, or an ear, or changing an ear or a nose or the eyes or something. He's an artist, and when he finishes his work, it's his work. It's his life, his work. It's his blood and his sweat and his tears. And I don't feel people should tamper with an artist's work. In music, they feel, disc jockeys and music people feel awfully free with editing and splicing and changing things about, and it drives me crazy. In fact, it's the reason why I left Motown and why I asked Berry Gordy to release me. My last album, In Our Lifetime, was tampered with horribly, and It was abominable to me, and I couldn't deal with it anymore, and which is basically why I asked to be released. And I
asked to be released. You hear that? I asked to be released. Asking permission.
find that disc jockeys will add things to your records and take things off and lengthen your intros and change your bridges around and things, and I go totally bananas, and I feel that someone should institute some sort of lawsuit. And
so he's talking about having artistic control over the product, and he's talking about him not having any artistic control because they change things around, because he's a control type and he's a background type. They really like to have them paws on, boy. They like to have them paws on.
Perhaps that sort of thing can be changed.
Talking about not having any of that control.
I feel that that's right for them to tamper with an artist's music. I really don't. I don't feel it should be touched. I would rather didn't play my music than to touch it. Frankly, I would. I don't care if I had a hit. If I never had a hit, I'd rather they don't touch it.
Why don't many AM and some FM stations play black artists?
Well, traditionally, black artists are, well, you see, you have to go back a bit, dear, you see, because a few years, you see, it's taken a few years, about 400 or so, for white America to come to the point where they feel that rhythm and blues, as we call it, or rhythm and pop, these categories kill me too, is acceptable in the homes of white America. There was a time when you couldn't bring a soul record in the home in white America. You just get that record out of here, you know. I mean, you're not going to listen to that stuff. It all started with the rock and roll era, you see, when Elvis and everybody was sort of taking after Chuck Berry and all and so slowly it started to change. I said, well, Jesus Christ, Mom, if my white favorite acts are doing music that's akin to Chuck Berry and Little Richard and everything, I like that stuff. But okay, it's okay, you can bring that in here. But Mom, it's the same music, really, basically, that the black people are doing. It sort of changed it around a little bit. It's a white artist doing it, but basically it's the same stuff. Yeah, but it's a white artist doing it, it's okay, it's acceptable. We don't want any black artists doing it here because it's too raw. Well, there's something about being raw. You see, let's take reggae, for instance. Bob Marley is very interesting because what he's done is he's taken his roots music.
Name dropping T.E.
The roots there, very raw and very rootsy. But Bob Marley's intelligent enough, or was intelligent enough, God bless him and I love him, to take the roots, leave it rootsy, and incorporate some of the Western type music on top of it, and integrate certain things into music to take the rawness of it so that it can sort of be accepted by other nationalities. Because simply, if you don't feel something or you don't understand something, you kind of say, I don't understand that, so I can't get into that. I can understand Montefiore and Lawrence Welk, but I can't understand this. So you see, it's simply a matter of blending and coming together. Music is universal.
Blending, coming together, affiliative.
Music belongs to no one. Music belongs to God. And so, as the business is becoming the way it's becoming today, it seems that there seems to be a coming together all over the world of music, and it's going to come to a point where there will probably be no more categories. After a while, music will simply be music.
All right, so that's a future prediction there about
be
music.
A coming together all over the world of music, and it's going to come to a point where there will probably be no more categories. After a while, music will simply be music. However you do it, and it'll be accepted. It's fastly coming to that, but there are those in the business who insist on holding on to the last vestiges of their prejudices, you see? Meaning, a little simple thing like winning an American Music Award, and then winning in all the categories, and then you watch the television the next day, and then you want to see yourself in your category, and they say, and the pop singer of the year is blah, 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 Roger Dalton or blah, 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 any white pop act. And then they'll go back down the list, and then you don't see any rhythm and blues acts on the TV. It's like we're not prestigious enough to put who won in the black soul categories. We'll omit that because it's not that sort of thing to do. Which sort of burns my craw a little bit. I'm a rhythm and blues artist and a soul artist and a black singer. But I'm intelligent enough to want to sing my black music and still be intelligent, still have feelings. I'm a human being, so I sing black music. But doesn't take anything from my intelligence factor, doesn't take anything from my humanness, it doesn't take anything from my empathy, as I said before, my love. Why shouldn't I be categorized? Marvin Gaye won in the soul category. I'm a person too, I'm a musician. There are musicians who borrow my music and they become famous and they can get their names on TV in their categories borrowing my music, but I can't be on the TV shown that I won too? No, that isn't very nice.
That isn't very nice. That's not very affiliative. That's not very nice. He's getting cranked up there. He's getting cranked.
You were written to by a disc jockey in Ohio, I think it was, who was fired.
Oh, by the way, I must say something about it. Ted Turner did show the Ted Turner News Agency did show the R&B category winners.
Good for them.
Yes, I thought I'd give Ted a shot.
Good.
I think he's a good man.
Tell me about the young woman disc jockey who was fired.
Well, there was some business about, there was a pretty middle of the road, well, maybe far right station. And in Ohio. Apparently the lyrics of Sexual Healing, or perhaps just the title, is too suggestive to play on certain radio stations, which I can understand.
But do they also play the suggestive lyrics of the Rolling Stones?
Yes, yes, of course. But, well, darling, you see, it simply depends. You see, there's, we have to sort of come along slowly, which is okay. I don't mind coming along slowly. I'm about to play out. I'm 43 years old, and I don't imagine I'll be in the business but another 10 or so years. And my predecessors will probably enjoy lots of the...
He has no problem making future predictions and stuff, okay?
media coverage and non-prejudiced. I don't mind coming along slowly.
Won't be in this for another 10
I'm
years.
about to play out. I'm 43 years old, and I don't imagine I'll be in the business but another 10 or so years. And my predecessors will probably enjoy
my predecessors, the people behind me,
of the media coverage and non-prejudicial treatment that we, my contemporary artists of the day, are not enjoying. I can see things changing.
I can see things changing.
Perhaps before I'm retired, and when I retire, I guarantee you I will retire. I don't imagine...
I will retire. That's a very NI statement there. I will. What will happen, NI?
I will see things the way I would like to see them totally in my lifetime before I retire, but I'm sure that my predecessors, young black artists who are coming up, will see tremendous changes in the business as it goes along.
Talking about the future of the business.
I can see many changes being made, many attitudes changing, and I'm sure we'll get there in time, just like we are enjoying a measure of freedom in America as black people that we've never enjoyed before. It takes time, but eventually we'll get there.
Outcome, future focus, stop playing.
Mind if they should?
10 minutes.
No, not at all, because I mean, people kind of know that I have a terrible memory and have to look down and say, oh, I wanted to remember to ask
Gaye
you.
is dead.
All right, guys. So we have Marvin Gaye as responding. Okay. So he's introverted. Stays on pretty much on topics. He's interest. He knows what he's looking at the interest of things. He's very people focused. Okay, even in the last thing, it's all about the people pretty much. He's informative. You could tell with his language that he's beating around the bush. He's passive. He's not standing on anything. He's not choosing his role. So he's informative. He's affiliative. He's about the collective. He's about cooperation. He's about doing the right thing. So we got him for affiliative. He's outcome. He's about getting these outcomes. He's about getting the outcomes. And you guys got to remember, background types look for the best possible outcome. Okay, as in charge types will take any outcome. The background types are going to take the best possible outcome. They are amazing at that. And he's SINE. Okay, and TFI. Marvin Gaye is an INFP. Okay. Let me scroll down so you guys can see all of the metrics there. He's INFP. I'm going Enneagram 4. Okay. And I'm going to go SP/XX. Okay. And for an INFP, he's a pretty good performer. He's doing a lot of things that other INFPs aren't doing. So for my rating or rankings for him, I'm going to give him Prodigy. I'm between above average and Prodigy for him, so I'm gonna go Prodigy though. I'll give him Prodigy. Okay, he's Prodigy. Okay. So we got Marvin Gaye as INFP, Enneagram 4, SPXX, Prodigy level. Sadly, his story was a very sad story. Personality Database got this wrong. They called him an ENFJ. That is wrong. The guy was not direct. He was not. He's an NF, but he's not direct. He's also SINE and TFI, and he's not initiating. So he's not an ENFJ. Okay, I'm sorry. He doesn't meet the metrics. This was a fun one. This is Mongolian Mindset, and we are out.